Location is everything when it comes to building your doomsday bunker. Let's dive into the fascinating realm of location selection. The question of urban, rural, or remote settings is not one to be taken lightly. Urban locations offer the convenience of close proximity to resources and services. However, they also come with higher population densities and the potential for chaos in a crisis. Rural settings, on the other hand, offer a balance between accessibility and isolation. You're not too far from civilization, yet far enough to avoid immediate threats. However, rural areas might be prone to natural disasters or agricultural challenges that could affect your bunker. Now, remote locations, they're the ultimate in isolation and security. But remember, with remoteness comes difficulty in access, both to materials for your build and to resources once your bunker is operational. Now let's talk about the law. It's not as exciting as the prospect of designing your own secret lair, but it's a crucial step you can't afford to skip. Legal and zoning issues vary widely depending on your location. Before you start digging, make sure to check local regulations and restrictions. You don't want your bunker to become a legal nightmare. Finally, we come to the art of disguise. Your bunker's security isn't just about strong walls and locks, it's also about being invisible. Whether you're planting local flora around your bunker, using natural land formations for cover, or even constructing a decoy structure above ground, every effort to keep your bunker hidden enhances its security. Remember, a bunker's strength lies not just in its construction but also in its secrecy. The less people know about it, the better. You want your bunker to be a surprise card, something you have up your sleeve when everything else fails. Choosing the right location is the first critical step in building your bunker. It sets the stage for everything else that follows. So take your time, do your research, and remember the best bunker is one that's perfectly tailored to your needs and circumstances. Should your bunker be above ground or below? That's the next question. This decision is crucial as it will significantly impact the strategy of your build, your level of comfort, and ultimately, your survival. Let's start with underground bunkers. They have the advantage of being naturally insulated and are typically more hidden from potential threats. The earth around them provides excellent protection against blasts and radiation. However, they are more susceptible to flooding, and the soil composition can make construction tricky. You'll need to assess your land's ability to drain water and the type of soil you're dealing with. You wouldn't want to build your bunker in sandy soil or a flood-prone area. On the other hand, hardened surface shelters or above-ground bunkers are easier to build and access. They allow for more natural light, which can be a psychological boon in challenging times. However, they are more visible, potentially drawing unwanted attention. They also provide less protection against blasts and radiation, so reinforced concrete and steel are often used to bolster their defenses. Elevation is another crucial factor. A higher elevation decreases flood risk, but it can also increase your visibility. Meanwhile, a lower elevation might hide you better, but could put you at a higher risk of water damage. Don't underestimate the power of natural camouflage and terrain advantages. Dense forest or uneven terrain can help hide your shelter, whether it's above or below ground. It can also serve as a natural deterrent to anyone who might stumble upon your location. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all solution here. It's about balancing the pros and cons based on your specific circumstances and survival strategy. You'll need to consider factors such as your local climate, the potential threats you're preparing for, and your budget. Considering these factors will help you decide on the type of bunker build that suits your needs. Remember, the goal here isn't just to survive, but to do so with a level of comfort and security that allows you to weather the storm, no matter how long it lasts. Now let's delve into the nuts and bolts of bunker design and reinforcement. The backbone of your bunker is its structure. So let's talk about the importance of wall thickness, ceiling support, and blast protection. Your bunker's walls should be thick and robust enough to withstand the pressure of soil and potential blast waves. Concrete is a popular choice due to its strength and durability, but it's not your only option. Steel and reinforced concrete both offer excellent resistance to pressure and blasts. For your ceiling, you'll need strong supports, not just to hold up the weight of the earth above, but also to endure the potential shock of a blast. But a bunker isn't just about brute strength, it's also about the air you breathe. Ventilation and air filtration systems are crucial to your survival. These systems ensure a constant supply of fresh air, removing harmful gases and particles, and maintaining a comfortable temperature and humidity level. Advanced filtration systems can even protect against nuclear, biological, and chemical threats. Now let's talk about two crucial aspects for those preparing for a nuclear threat scenario: EMP shielding and radiation resistance. An electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, can fry electronics and render them useless. To avoid this, you'll need to shield your bunker and its critical systems with materials that can absorb or reflect the pulse, such as a Faraday cage. Radiation resistance is another key feature. Your bunker should be designed to block as much radiation as possible. This can be achieved through the use of radiation-resistant materials and careful design to minimize exposure points. Remember, the goal here is to create a safe haven that can withstand the harshest of conditions, from nuclear fallout to environmental disasters. The strength of your bunker lies in its structure, but also in its systems and features designed to keep you safe, healthy, and secure. A well-designed and reinforced structure is key to a secure and safe bunker. Building a bunker is not just about digging a hole and filling it with supplies. It's about creating a stronghold that can stand up to whatever the world throws at it, ensuring your survival in even the most challenging of circumstances. Your bunker's entrances and exits are more crucial than you might think. They serve as the initial barrier between you and potential threats, while also providing potential escape routes in case of emergencies. Now, let's delve into how you can ensure the safety of these entry points and escape routes. First, let's talk about your main entrance. It should never be obvious. An overt entrance is an invitation for unwanted attention, potentially compromising your safety. Instead, incorporate natural elements in your landscape to conceal your bunker's entrance. Be as creative as you can. Disguise it as a root cellar, a tool shed, or even a natural rock formation. Remember, the key is to blend in, not stand out. Now, on to emergency exits. These are your lifelines when your main entrance is compromised. Designing hidden exits and tunnels can provide you with alternative escape routes. When designing these, consider factors such as distance, accessibility, and concealment. Tunnels can lead to a safe distance away from your bunker, while hidden exits can be camouflaged within the natural environment. Locking mechanisms are also critical in securing your bunker. Invest in high-security locks that can withstand force and picking attempts. But remember, a lock is only as strong as the door it's securing. Reinforce your doors with steel or other durable materials for added protection. In high-risk times, traps and gate systems can be your first line of defense. Traps can deter or incapacitate intruders, buying you precious time to respond. Gate systems, on the other hand, can provide an extra layer of security, especially for underground bunkers. Lastly, always have a plan. Know when to lock down your bunker and when to use your escape routes. Regularly practice these plans to ensure that in a crisis, you'll know exactly what to do. Smart entry and escape routes can make all the difference in a crisis situation. They not only keep you safe, but also provide you with options that could mean the difference between life and death in a doomsday scenario. Let's talk utilities: power, water, and waste management. These are the lifeblood of your bunker, your essentials for survival. Without them, your underground shelter is just a hole in the ground. When it comes to power, solar panels are your friend. They're clean, renewable, and silent. And with enough panels and the right weather, they can power everything in your bunker. But let's not forget, the sun isn't always shining. That's where fuel reserves and battery banks come in. They're your backup, your safety net. A properly configured battery bank can store excess power from your solar panels, giving you electricity even when the sun isn't out, and an adequate fuel reserve can keep a generator running when everything else fails. Now, moving on to water. You can't live without it, so you need a reliable system to deliver it. A gravity-fed or pressurized water system can do just that. They use the natural force of gravity or air pressure to distribute water throughout your bunker. But remember, water isn't infinite. You'll need to store as much as you can and consider options for purification and recycling. Last but not least, let's talk waste. There's no polite way to put it. We all produce it and it has to go somewhere. Composting toilets are a great option. They're low-tech, low-maintenance, and they turn waste into a valuable resource. Compost. Septic systems are another option, but they require more space and maintenance. And don't forget about gray water. That's the water from your sinks, showers, and washing machines. It's not drinkable, but with the right filtration system, it can be reused for things like flushing toilets or watering plants. Proper utilities management is essential for long-term survival in your bunker. It's not glamorous, but it's necessary. With the right systems in place, you can live comfortably underground for as long as you need to. Designing your bunker's layout is a balancing act between functionality and comfort. It's about carving out the best use of a limited area, allowing for all the necessities of life while also preserving some semblance of normalcy. Let's start by considering zoning. You'll want to allocate distinct areas for different activities. This could include a sleeping zone with bunks or hammocks, a cooking zone with a compact but efficient kitchen setup, and a storage zone for your supplies. Don't forget about an operations zone too. This can be your command center, equipped with communication devices and maps. Next, consider soundproofing and light discipline. When living underground, noise travels. You don't want to be a beacon for unwanted attention. Soundproofing materials can help muffle sounds, while light discipline involves controlling and minimizing light emission, especially during nighttime hours. Now let's talk about psychological comfort. Spending extended periods in a confined space can be a challenge, even for the most hardened prepper. It's crucial to incorporate elements that promote mental well-being. This might mean having a small library of books, a workout area, or even board games to keep the mind engaged and stave off cabin fever. Incorporate natural elements where possible. A small hydroponic setup, for instance, can provide not only fresh food but also a hint of the outdoors. Mirrors can help create an illusion of space, and using colors wisely can influence mood. Warm colors can make a space feel cozy and comforting, while cool tones can promote calmness and relaxation. And lastly, remember to factor in room for growth and changes. Your needs may evolve over time, and your bunker's layout should be flexible enough to accommodate that. A well-planned layout ensures your bunker is a livable and efficient space. By taking into account functionality, comfort, and adaptability, you can transform a small, underground shelter into a sustainable, long-term home. And when the world above becomes unpredictable, having that secure, well-organized refuge can make all the difference. Next up, let's talk fortification and defense tactics. When it comes to bunker safety, think of it as a fortress under the earth, your last stand against potential threats. And to make that fortress impregnable, you need a strategic approach to fortification and defense. Let's start with reinforced doors. The entrance to your bunker is your first line of defense. It should be sturdy enough to withstand extreme forces. Reinforced steel doors are an excellent choice. They offer high resistance against physical attacks and even explosions. But fortification isn't just about hardening the physical structure. It's also about how you monitor the surroundings. Surveillance systems and underground sensors are key. CCTV cameras with night vision and motion sensors will keep you aware of what's happening above ground, while seismic sensors can detect any attempts to breach your bunker from any direction. Now, on to your defense strategy. The best defense is a layered one. This means having multiple barriers or deterrents that an intruder must bypass to reach you. This could be anything from a perimeter fence to tripwires, alarm systems, and even strategically placed obstacles. The aim is to delay and detect intruders, giving you time to prepare and respond. Finally, let's discuss the question of non-lethal deterrence versus lethal force. This is a personal decision, and it's one that every prepper needs to make. Non-lethal deterrents, like pepper spray or stun guns, can incapacitate an intruder without causing permanent harm. They're a good option if you want to avoid taking a life. But in a true doomsday scenario, you might need to consider lethal force. Firearms, for instance, offer a high level of protection and can stop a determined intruder in their tracks. But remember, lethal force comes with moral and legal implications, even in a survival situation. A fortified bunker is your best defense against any threats. It's not just about the concrete and steel, but the systems and strategies you put in place. With careful planning and strategic fortification, your bunker can remain your safe haven, even when the world above is anything but safe. What you store inside your bunker can make or break your survival. Let's dive right in. Obviously, you'll need food and water, but here's where it gets interesting. You don't just want any food. You want food with a long shelf life. Think canned goods, freeze-dried meals, and vacuum-sealed staples, and don't forget to rotate your stock to keep it fresh. Water is a no-brainer, but how you store it is key. You'll want sturdy containers that won't leak or break down over time. And consider investing in a quality water purification system. You never know when you'll need to make questionable water safe to drink. But survival is about more than just food and water. You'll need medical supplies for emergencies. We're talking bandages, antiseptics, painkillers, and prescription medications. A comprehensive first aid kit is a must. Then, there are the tools. You'll need everything from a good multi-tool to a sturdy shovel. And don't forget about clothing and repair kits. You'll want durable, functional clothes for all types of weather, and the means to fix them if they tear or wear out. Now let's talk about comfort items. These are the things that keep morale high when times get tough. Books, games, hobbies, whatever brings you joy and helps you unwind. You'd be surprised how much a deck of cards or a good book can help in a crisis. Barter items are another thing to consider. In a post-collapse world, items like bullets, booze, and batteries could be worth their weight in gold. And finally, a hidden cache in case of a breach. This is your emergency stash, hidden away and packed with essentials just in case. Storing the right items is crucial for your long-term survival. So, take the time now to think it through. Plan meticulously, pack strategically, and you'll be ready for whatever the future holds. Living underground long-term has its own unique challenges. It's not just about having a safe haven, it's about sustaining a life within it. Air quality is paramount. Investing in good ventilation and filtration systems is non-negotiable. Keeping a close eye on your supplies is also crucial. Regular inventory checks ensure you're not caught off guard by dwindling resources. Routine security drills keep you prepared for any potential threats. Communication with the outside world can be a lifeline, so consider options like shortwave radio, satellite, or ham radios. But remember, silence can be golden if you're trying to stay unnoticed. Perhaps the most overlooked aspect of bunker living is mental health. Let's face it, it can get lonely and monotonous down there. Keeping your mind active, maintaining a routine, and having recreational activities can help combat the boredom, stress, and isolation. Being prepared for these challenges is key to surviving long-term in your bunker. The final step is testing and training before you ever need to use your bunker. It's crucial to do a 72-hour trial run. This will stress test your bunker and highlight any potential issues you might not have considered. You'll experience firsthand what it's like to live in a confined space, test your air filtration system, and ensure your supplies are adequate. Next, establish a maintenance schedule and have gear checklists. Regular checks on your bunker's systems and supplies ensure everything is working as it should and that you're ready at a moment's notice. Lastly, involve your family or trusted allies in training. After all, no plan works if no one knows it. Make sure everyone knows their roles, how to use the equipment, and what to do in an emergency. Testing and training ensures that you're ready for anything when the time comes.